Welcome back to Hit Points Gaming to another edition of Friday Night Lights here with Chris and Becky. Tonight we are playing Think Like a Shrink. It's made by two docs in a box. So it's two doctors who met each other and are making board games. They requested us to check this out and provide them a review. So Think Like a Shrink is a party game. 2 to 6 players. They say it can be, I think it's 10 to 20 minutes. I should actually look at the thing. Up to 30 minutes, 2 to 6 players, ages 17 plus. The ages 17 plus, reading the rules, we haven't played yet. I think it's just because they would then have the mindset to make associations that we'll explain in the game. You could probably play this younger, be able to tell. It just might be really difficult for a younger player to understand. So here we go. So what is in the game? This stuff. So you get instructions, you get 6 meeples, you get 200 prompt cards, 160 snapshots, a whole bunch of other stuff. How do you play? So you have a board here. It is a clock. Everyone starts at 12 o'clock and at the top of the hour, and you score points up to 10 points to the 50th minute of the hour because you're going to see a shrink. So one person is the patient and the other players are the shrinks. The patient is going to pick a prompt, which is, as an example, you learn when you have been pronouncing a word wrong your whole life. So that's a prompt. And then these snapshots are just like pictures that you're trying to associate with that prompt. The patient, me, because I'm going to start as a patient first, the oldest, and just the oldest, is going to, I know I could stick something in there. The oldest person goes first. So then I will make an association between this prompt, the sentence, and a picture, one of 5 on the board. I will then make that connection, and then I will choose an emotion of how I felt with that connection. So what they say in the rules here is the association you make can be based on anything on a previous experience, a song that you have heard, an emotion that you feel. The sky is the limit. The only thing is the patient must find a way to associate one of the snapshots, one of the pictures, with the prompt, with the sentence. And then you fill out what kind of emotion you felt. So it's happy, disgust, fear, anger, surprise, sadness. It comes with a dry erase journal here, so that way the patient can write down exactly what they felt and their emotion, so there's no cheating. Obviously, you might have a longer connection than this, so just kind of put the highlights in there. So once the patient, me, the first player, makes all that, and I say, okay, I'm ready. All the shrinks, the other players, are going to hold a finger in the air when they are ready. They're going to select an emotion, one of those 6 they believe it is, and they're going to figure out which connection I tried to make to that, which picture, and then why. And then I say 3, 2, 1, everyone points to their picture that they think it is, and then you say, why do you think it's that picture? Why do I think? And then you show your emotions. You can score up to 3 points in a round. 1 point for the correct picture, snapshot. Another point for the connection, and the last for the emotion. You can score anywhere between 0 and 3 points. So I guess if you make just the connection, just the snapshot, or just the emotion, you could do 2 or 3, whatever you want. Then the next player goes in a clockwise form. You go around till somebody scores 10 points. So at least 4 rounds. That's really it. They say it's kind of open-ended. It's a party game. It's for fun. This can be subjective when you're figuring out the connection. So it doesn't have to be like spot on. It's like, I was in a car going to Boston and blah, 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 blah. And they were like, well, you were in a car, but you were going, you were sitting still. The patient has the authority to say, yeah, it's close enough. You get the point. They make the call. It's a friendly game. It's a party game. It's meant to have fun. So to start, we're going to start here. Everyone starts at 12 o'clock. Everyone gets one of the 6 emotions in their hand. Everyone has the same emotions because you're going to pick which one it is. Me being the first player, I will pick a prompt from the top, put here, and then pick 5 snapshots, so 5 pictures. And that's funny because that's the first one that appeared in the box. Was that zebra butt? Yeah. Okay. Get these other these other meebles out of the way here.
Pig nose.
Pig nose.
Okay.
And it also comes with a nice dry erase marker. Okay? So now I'm going to read this prompt ahead, out loud. At the end of a date, you go in for a hug and they go in for a kiss. So now I have to find a picture that I want to associate that with, a reason for the connection, and an emotion. So I'll fill this out, and you figure it out. Okay. I'm good. Are you good?
I'm good.
Okay. You're supposed to hold your one finger in the air.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's only one, so one person.
I know.
This is the problem when you're friends and you all have kids. You can never get together for party games.
Well, we can never get together to film party games.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Yeah. All right. So I'm good. All right. Good. Go ahead and which a snapshot.
Oh, car.
Okay.
Cars.
What's your connection?
I made the connection to our first date where we spent most of the night in the car instead of going in and playing pool like we were supposed to. We just sat and talked in the car all night instead. After dinner.
Okay.
I know it's not what you had, but it was
And
the
what
only
emotion?
thing I could only... And I had surprise.
Oh, okay. Well, I picked the nose, and because I figure when you go in for a hug and someone's coming to kiss, you kind of bump noses. I think that may have happened, or at least it sounds really good.
Okay.
But I did also pick surprise.
Hey, I got a point!
So you got a point. So go ahead and move your meeple 1 point. Now we get rid of these. These go to discard.
Oh no, I was like... Yeah, that was the only thing I could come up with.
No, those stay there.
I was going to go with the zebra butt because I was saying I feel like a horse is,
Okay.
But-
Oh, that's not a bad thing. I didn't even think of it like that.
But I was like, yeah, it's not a horse, it's a zebra, so...
I think it's an equine.
You lose your passport in a different country.
Ruh-roh. Okay. I'm red. I'm ready to go.
I didn't even go yet.
Oven mitt. Clogged toilet.
Is that what that's supposed to be?
Yeah. It's a person putting a plunger in there.
Okay.
What do you call this?
Blood pressure.
Blood pressure. Drinking, a bunch of people out having fun, doing whatever, and then a microphone. All right, I'm ready. Well,
No. That actually was my second choice.
okay, I'm saying that because you're not having fun, and you forgot that you lost it. You didn't know you lost it, and you had fear.
You got my emotion.
Okay.
So I actually picked the blood pressure cup because I'd be freaking out, so my blood pressure probably would be raised. I would be...
You're supposed to think of a memory or something to the... Okay, whatever. Okay.
Okay, well, I didn't lose my passport in any of my travel.
Well, that's because you're very good.
Yeah, I just...
All right, so I got the fear. We move on. All right. Oh, boy.
I don't know.
Hey, whatever, man.
I don't know anybody else who did.
That's good.
We got robbed, but, like, it was just money, not,
That's great.
passports.
That's great. Well, not the robbery part, but it's good you didn't lose that. That's probably a real pain to get.
I went and got the points.
All right. Third round. You learn your partner puts their towel on the floor while showering instead of the towel rack. And they think it's normal. Let's see. Well, it really says anything. The sky's the limit. So what you did was correct. I'm not even ready yet.
You did the same with me.
Yeah, I know.
I could have also done blood pressure raised because my coworker's son lost his passport. And her blood pressure was raised in trying to get him back to the embassy in Croatia, I think it was. I heard all about that story. She was freaking out.
Okay, ready.
Okay.
Go. 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay.
So
tissues.
Pick the tissues, because, well, and I also picked disgust as the emotion because our son likes to not get his tissues into the garbage can, so a lot of times they end up on the floor, and a towel would be in those nasty booger tissues.
I said the jar because it kind of looks like pee, and there would be pee on the floor sometimes, especially in our bathroom. You're aware, and also disgust. So you do get the emotion.
All right, I'll take it. Ooh, snowy house.
A lot of white here. Oh, that's actually. I thought that was a snowy paintbrush. Okay. All right.
Ooh.
Oh, get your prompts. Zippers.
You get catcalled while running errands.
That's kind of cool because every one of these emotions also kind of has other things. So it's disgust, but it's like horrified, detestable, revolted, appalled, embarrassed. Has some other things on there too that may help, like anger is bitter, mad, withdrawn, dismissive, humiliated, sadness, despair, hurt, empty, guilty, lonely. So it's kind of like I wasn't really fearful, but worried, frightened, scared, helpless. So not really sure. Okay, boom.
No.
Oh, okay.
What's your reasoning?
What is the question? Oh, because I figured maybe you're going to the beach. You got where you came home from the beach, and you're in your beach attire.
Running errands in my bikini.
Yeah, and you're happy that you actually are catcalled.
Nope, you got nothing.
Because you're like, wow, I am attractive.
No.
Okay.
Although I did run errands in my bikini when I was a teenager, so I guess that did happen.
Okay.
That was not my reasoning. I went with the rocks.
Okay.
Because I felt it was very zen. And a lot of times if you get catcalled, it's annoying, so I do get anger.
Oh.
And I try to get very zen and calm myself so I don't curse anybody out.
Okay. I was going to go with, what is the one? Disgust.
That would be another one as well.
You know, because it's kind of that also things too. It's
I was in a toss-up between those two.
I'm not welcoming you catcalling me just because I'm dressed like this. But whatever.
But realistically, you don't have to be dressed a certain way to get catcalled.
Yeah.
It's happened in the most random of things.
Okay, you walk into a room where all your family and friends are, and you don't know exactly what is happening.
That did happen, but I don't know what picture you would put that with.
Oh, I'll put it down. I write it down. That's right. Okay, you ready?
I am.
Okay. Okay.
I picked that because it made me think the closest to when you lost your job and walked into a surprise party for your 30th birthday about 3 months earlier than your birthday. You were very confused because you thought that they were throwing a party for you getting laid off.
Okay. So the F
Failure, like
failure,
you
okay.
failure, you get
All right. Okay. Interesting.
Although your job just closed. It wasn't that you failed at or anything, but they just shut down. And surprised!
Okay. None of which.
Okay.
I picked cleaning. And I figured actually that was pretty good. I just didn't think that would have worked. That would have been a real life experience.
Yes.
I picked cleaning because maybe you have a disgusting. Well, our when we were in college, I had the house was disgusting. No one ever cleaned, so I could see other roommates' families coming in and wanting to sit down and say, "Why is this house a mess?" And that was fear, because we were always fearful that they would kick someone out because of it, and we would lose the money they were paying.
Were you afraid the landlord was going to come in and be like, "You guys are
No, like
slobs?"
someone's parents were going to come in and say, "Why is this place gross? You can't live by yourself now. You have to come back and live home." Hey, that was real.
All right.
I was the dirty one, not the point fingers.
Definitely wouldn't have been you.
All right, you're up.
You win an argument that makes the other person cry.
I'm trying to think. I could see this really being kind of cool with more people for sure.
Oh, yeah.
As opposed to the two of us who've been married and together for a while. You win an argument that makes the other person cry. I have no idea. I'm going to go here.
Okay.
Because it's like a fighting match. You win an argument because I know you and I sometimes we work it out. Man, I can't make any connections. And you were sad. That's it.
Right, kind of. So you got that right, but I said it was because if I actually won a fight that made you cry, I was small but mighty like the chick
Okay.
is.
All right.
But I've never won a fight where you cried. I don't think
we don't get to.
we
that
don't
point.
get to that point.
Yeah.
But and then my emotion was surprise because I would have been
Okay.
very surprised if you had cried.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right, so at least I got one.
You did. You got the chick.
Sweet.
Which is cute. Small but mighty fighter.
I figured you'd pick it because it was a chicken as well. So
you know there.
I just looked at the bottom of that card. Okay, you find out that your best friend is secretly in love with you.
That'd be a little weird, Kev.
Yeah.
No idea what you would pick for that. Oh my gosh. Okay.
All right, do it.
With that,
Okay.
because it would have been like you saw the light that like oh he's in love with me. I don't know, and I said that you would have been surprised.
Okay. I went with the eyes because I actually had a lot of girls who were my friends who did like me, and I really just wanted to be friends. So I would sometimes hide from them from being alone. I didn't want to be alone with them. Okay. And I was surprised.
Oh, I got a point.
When I found out because I was oblivious to all this.
You said best friend. That's what I'm thinking, Kev.
Oh no! Well, no, I had really good friends with girls.
Oh, I know, but I don't know. I just think of best friend as Kev. have the opportunity to speak up about a situation that is bothering you.
I was looking at the dog.
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Boom. Going with the pickles. Because you can't open the pickles, you can't open the jars. So you had an opportunity to talk about something. Sometimes we talk over there in the kitchen. So this would be an opportunity. Hey, Chris, come help me. Open these pickles. Hey, while you're here, let's talk about something. And you would be happy that you brought something up.
Nope.
Okay.
None of that.
Okay.
I went with the chess pieces.
You know, I was going to pick that because that was a lot. That was a real. Okay.
Because sometimes situations at work, it feels like a game of chess. You have to be like 10 steps ahead of people, and the emotion would be disgust.
Ew. Disgust, really?
Well, some of the stuff that goes on is like, ooh.
But okay, all right. I read it differently.
You remember my last job, how it was disgusting what would occur?
Yeah, I know, but you finally have the opportunity to think of something. How I thought it would be like, oh, I finally have, I'm happy to be able to finally talk about this. That's how I read it.
I look at it as like, I'm finally talking about this and I'm disgusted by this behavior.
That's why I'm trying to be the shrink and understand how you would.
Yeah. No.
And I failed in that one. Next up. You just found out that your grandmother's secret family recipe is actually just canned soup.
What in the world would you pick from this?
Oh, I need to write it down. I'm like, okay, I got it memorized. It's not like we're going to cheat anyway. Ready?
No.
Oh.
I have no idea which. Okay.
Okay.
Because you guys need reading glasses if you didn't realize it was the recipe to like Campbell's.
Do you know what the recipe to Campbell's is?
Well, I mean, like, I don't know. I'm just saying, like,
Okay.
did you not read the label or something at some point?
I've never seen anything actually have the recipe of how to make this.
Shut up. You know what I mean. I'm pulling at straws here. Okay.
Okay. All right.
And the emotion would be surprise.
Oh, I was gonna pick surprise, but I was like, no, that'd be wrong. For me at least, I picked this, the snow adventure, because my grandmother baked, so we baked a lot. And if I found out that her recipes were like, just like a Hershey's recipe,
The episode of Friends with the Nestle Toll House.
I don't watch baked shows, so
blasphemy.
Yeah, that would be a new adventure to me if I found out that these recipes that are in that book were whatever, and I would be sad.
See, I couldn't come up with a photo for this one. I was gonna go with bra just simply because it was for a woman, and it was about your grandma.
I'm definitely not thinking of my grandmother's bra. Definitely not thinking of that.
That's why I didn't pick it, because I was like, oh, that'd be a little weird. But
here, we'll do. You have to finish this, and then we'll do one more round, and we'll see. I think that gives us an understanding of the game. But it's going to take us forever. Let's look where we are.
oh, okay.
You're up. I'll get your snapshots if you want to read your prompt.
You left your phone at home and are already halfway to your destination.
I'd like to know where they got some of these pictures from. Do you just Google pictures and you're like, especially this pickle one. It's definitely label is turned around to face the kids so that they don't get any copyright infringement. NASA is not branded on the spaceship. Okay, you're good?
I'm good.
Boom. Here, because your heart rate's racing, because you left it at home or wherever, and your heart rate's going crazy, and you would be, I couldn't find an emotion for the F word, so I just went with sad. Because you have to have your phone all the time, so much so that you have your watch showing you messages that we talk about all the time. She's always on her phone. How many points do I get? 6?
You got 2.
Okay.
You got the picture, the reason, but not the emotion.
Okay.
The emotion would have been anger.
Anger. I guess I totally breezed by it. I guess you could put the F word on anger for sure.
Because that's exactly what would be coming out of my mouth.
Dang it. All right, last
Oh,
round.
you move? Did you move you?
No, I didn't. Boom, boom. This is it for you. Last round.
Popping bottles.
Oh, gotta read this. You just received a large bill you were not expecting.
Those beans?
They are. I thought they would be worms. I thought that'd be.
Yeah, that's what I was going with too. I think if I got a large bill I wasn't expecting, I might be calling whoever sent it to me asking why. Okay.
Go.
That picture.
Okay.
Because it looks like it's a doctor.
Okay.
And a lot of times when you get your medical bills, they can be kind of large and unexpected. And you might be angry about that.
Okay. I played myself,
Mm.
so I don't really get many medical
No,
bills.
I deal with the medical bills.
I did the Journey Begins because when you moved in, we had to turn the heat on.
Mm.
And you're a writer, you're a journalist.
I was.
So I went with that because when you moved in, we had to turn the heat on, and my electric bill went out of crazy nuts.
Yes, because
And
I wouldn't let the apartment contain icicles in it anymore, which it used to
Just
do.
put a blanket on, baby. Just put a blanket on. But I did also select anger because I was pretty upset. My electric bill was $30, and it went up to a whole lot more.
It wasn't that much more.
It was in the triple digits.
No way.
Yes.
Seriously?
We lived in the apartment, and it was electric heating, electric baseboard heating, which only got turned on one day a year for family Christmas. And
That
it was in the
apartment,
hundreds.
that apartment was bad anyway, so.
Oh, it was fantastic. We just talked about it earlier today. How amazing.
Okay, the apartment layout was
Apartment
great. The mold, the
Part of-
horrible
it's part of it.
heating, and
It's
all
part of
that stuff were issues.
Okay. I guess this is the first 17 plus image that we've seen. What is the correct term without saying what that is? I know what it is, but I can't think of it right now.
Prophylactic.
Prophylactic, yeah. Birth control.
You accidentally sit in someone else's car thinking it's your Uber.
Oh, man. boom, light, the light bulb, because it wasn't us, but when we went snowboarding years ago, a girl got in the car with us in one of the Suburbans we rented, and she was very fearful because she got in the wrong car and she didn't know what she was doing. We went to go shopping at the market, and we picked up a whole bunch of adult beverages and food, and we parked next to her car, which was like the same. She had a big black SUV too. And yeah, I think you might have still been inside, but I think it was like, I forget who was there with me. And we looked, and she looked at us, and she was like, "Oh no."
Nope. I picked the coffee because if I were getting in somebody else's Uber, I'm probably intoxicated, and I probably need that coffee to perk up and sober up, and I would be afraid.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
So.
It's just a douche.
I don't remember that story at all.
Yeah.
Was that when we were in Utah?
No, I think we were in. I don't know where we rented. No, it couldn't have been Utah.
No, you didn't go shopping with us because otherwise.
I think it might have been Vermont.
There wouldn't have been chunky peanut butter. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. There's. I think it was Vermont or something. I remember we had two of them. We had two of the big trucks with us. I don't think we rented them. I want to say it was Anna's truck, and someone else's truck. And she had that was it Xterra?
Yeah, she did have an
Xterra. Yeah. Okay. All right, so that wraps it up. Okay. So what did you think of the gameplay? What do you mean by gameplay? Okay. So I guess we'll start basics. It's pretty cool because it's a smaller box. It fits easy on the shelf. It's easy to travel. Because party games usually we go to like a couple friends.
Oh yeah,
we get together and we just take something small with us. It's a little bigger than the other games we bring with us, because we remember like this. I can't remember the other name. Chameleon's about the same size as this. There's a couple other games. The one that the Jonas Brothers made. I think it's a little smaller than this. I don't remember. It was the Similes or something. We had to match the. We're not talking about that game in this video, but the Jonas Brothers. Yeah, he helped work on it. Whatever. Okay. So anyway, that doesn't matter. It's small enough you can bring with you. Because a lot of snapshots, so you're never going to really hit the same one again. You shouldn't. Shoot, there's a ton of these. Yeah. And by the time, if you mix them up, you're never going to get the same ones. You're never going to have the same 50 or whatever the same time you play. Same thing with the prompts. There's tons of these prompts, and however you interpret them, it's also going to be different. How I interpret it, obviously, just sitting here with the two of us, each one of these, we interpret it differently, and how we want to go with it. We played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We played 6 rounds, and you had 4 points, I got 5, so a total of 9 points off of 6 rounds. Not terrible. I think it's easy to learn.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Really easy to learn. Some of the games, like Chameleon, it took us a little bit to explain how to get it. That was the game where it's actually really simple. You're trying to blend in with everybody by not knowing the answer. Mm-hmm. Remember that? That was the hat trucker game. That was a little hard for people to understand how to play. Whereas this is just kind of like...
It's straightforward.
Yeah. Because of that, it's easy to learn. That's cool. I think it would totally be more fun with more people.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know how much more fun.
Well, I think you'd be laughing a lot more.
Oh, totally.
Be like,
yeah.
Like the randomness of what people would come up with.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, and it depends on who your friends are and how boisterous they can be. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's very valid. But we'd have to actually play it with a bunch of people to see. Yeah. And you can even play teams, I guess, on this. Like you could go, because sometimes we have more than 6 people.
True.
I don't know how you would play teams.
I don't think you could play teams.
You couldn't play teams as the patient, but you could play teams as the shrink. You guys could be like, what? I think that she's going with that because of this. You could do it. You could do it. Yeah. But the patient would have to be just one person. Yes. Only one person can write stuff down. And this is cool too. Like they give you the dry erase, the journal, and the pen, and it's just boop, boop, boop. It's not paper. You know, how many games we play that you have to put paper and then you throw it out and it's just waste, and then you can't get any more pads. So that's neat. It's fun.
Yeah, definitely fun. The only thing I would say is some of them are hard to make connections with.
Yeah.
Yeah, like some of them just, it was like, I don't know.
Yeah, and you want to play this as a game where it's you, and it's you. You know, but like I never lost my passport in a different country.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how would I? How?
That's I had to think of how would I feel, what would I do, kind of a thing.
Right, right, and that's kind of fun then too. Is being the shrink outside. What did this actually happen to her? Did it? No. Okay, it didn't. I don't think it did, at least. But does that? How? What would she pick? What would she say? And the emotions are cool because the emotions are only 6 options. So it's broad, but it's narrow enough that you're able to get points once in a while to move around the board.
Absolutely,
I think this is key to moving the game along. If I'm constantly sitting at 0 points, I've lost interest.
Yeah, true.
You know, so at least now I'm able to kind of stick in the game. If I'm getting 1 point every other person, just by guessing this, and some of these are really easy. Like, you know, you lose your passport. That's going to be maybe surprise, fear, anger. You know, you may not be disgusted by it, or you may not be happy about losing it. So you can kind of narrow things out. So it kind of the prompt helps you kind of narrow the emotion down.
Yeah.
It was kind of quick. I think this took us, we're at 40 minutes right now ish, and we played 6 rounds. So it could definitely be a little longer if people didn't rush.
Yeah.
You know. But we also kind of explain how to play. Anyway, 2 docs in a box created Think Like a Shrink, and that's what we played today. Check that out. Oh, okay. So thanks for joining us here on HitPoints Gaming, another Friday Night Lights edition. She made sure that I mentioned that in the video because we forgot. Thanks for joining. We'll see you next time.